I need a new computer.
But you already have a computer.
That's a PC. I need a Mac.
But all the company's software is run on PC.
I also need some new software. If you don't know what's needed, you simply won't be able to go out and get it. This may seem like stating the obvious, but it can be important to spell out. Wants and needs are not always the same thing. You need to determine the requirements in order to effectively manage a category and set an appropriate strategy.
So how do you find the needs? And how do you know the difference with the wants?
By gathering intelligence and asking questions. Start by conducting an internal needs analysis. You can conduct surveys, interviews, and workshops, for example. Don't do this chained to your desk. You need to get talking, but it's good practice to formalize this process so your information gathering is clear and concise. You need to understand what drives your stakeholders, such as their opinions, attitudes, and behaviors.
But how do you make sure that you'll get all the information that you need?
You use simple language and ask relevant questions. Ask for honest responses. Make them anonymous if it's needed, especially where peer pressure could have an effect. Ask for feedback to be constructive with examples that are real, relevant, and recent, so you know that they're important to address and not just somebody's opinion or dislike. Something direct, like, do you get your work done satisfactorily on your PC?
Your questions need to probe further than yes or no responses. Use what, where, when, how, and why to get valuable insights. You need to consider current and future situations. Find out what's currently working and what isn't. Find out why the product or service is needed. And what would happen if it was part procured or not at all? What are the possible alternatives? You should be asking, what does success look like? From your stakeholders' viewpoint and for your procurement objectives. And you need to determine fact from fiction.
That seems like a lot. Is all of it really necessary?
You're building a set of requirements, so you need to source as much information as you can.
Building it for what?
Your scope of work. External factors may change requirements, but this is your starting position. Good practice is to determine what's within and outside of scope, any limitations, and have this agreed upon. You want to deliver what's required and you want to meet expectations. So find this out up front.
That doesn't just sound like good practice, it sounds essential.
It is. You need to understand what drives your stakeholders and match that with the needs of the organisation. Remember, needs are must-haves. They're core requirements and mandatory, whereas wants are nice-to-haves and could be potential value adds.
So, I should put myself in my stakeholders' shoes.
It definitely helps. Ask them to describe what a successful outcome would be and what could really add value.